today we're going to proceed to password reset screens. So let's begin. Select this frame, Alt key, and you drag down to make a duplicate and keep it here. Alright, let's double tap the heading and change it to forgot password. Select this, delete it, select the form field and also delete it. Now let's take our text tool and type, select a method to reset password. So let's go back to our body text, that is from our typography, and change it to this. Alright, and next we're going to select a frame of the same width with our grid. That's going to be 360 and the height to 120. Alright, add a stroke and change the stroke color to our global color, which is this, and give it corner radius of 15. Alright, we are done with that. Next, let's go to our plugins, right click and go to phosphor icon. Then we search for message. Now we make use of this. And add it into our frame. So you can double tap and remove it from the frame that come with it. We delete this one. Now let's take a frame and put this icon inside the frame. Select the frame and change the dimension to 100 by 100. So add a fill color to our global color as well, which is going to be this. Let's use this. Alright, so now let's give it corner radius of 50. Or have this, right? So let's double tap the message icon, select our scale tool and also increase the size a bit and align into the center of the frame. Alright, so let's now reduce the size of the icon itself by using your scale tool. Then you drag gently. Okay, then we keep it there. Just increase it a bit again, and let's keep it there. Alright, let me quickly check something. Let's turn off the grid and see how it looks. That's close. We're going to touch the color, the background color. So let's touch it and change it to off-white. Now let's turn off the grid again and change and check that. Right, that's perfect now. Okay, then the icon color itself, we're going to change it. We double tap, then we change it to our global color, which is this. It's perfect now. So now let's select our text tool and write var SMS select the text alt key, then you drag down, then you update the text to a phone number, then asterisk, then another digit. Right, so we take it then and change the opacity of this text to 50. Okay, then the main text, we take it there and leave it as it is. Remember, these two fonts should be from your fonts that you save in the library. So it's going to be the body text. So you maintain this size. Alright, so this font will change the color to a global color. That is one of the colors we have, which is black. Now select the two texts together and align them properly to the left, and also give them what vertical spacing and give it to, let's see, 10. That's perfect. So select the two texts together, Command G or Control G to group them. Now select the icon and align them properly like this. Okay, then you can give the spacing to 15 and also group them together. So you select the text and Control G, Command G to group them together, and make sure the icon is 100 pixel from the X position, right? Sorry, it's 20 pixel from the X position. That is the X axis. All right, so you maintain that. Again, this stroke color, we're going to change the stroke color of this shape to a global color. So let's go to the stroke and update that as well. So here we change it to a global color and leave it like that. So we are done with the first one. With Alt key to duplicate that and keep it somewhere around there. And this time we're going to change the text inside. So we will tap the SMS and change it to via email. Excuse me. Then here we also add another email that is not complete as well. So I'm going to choose a random email for this sample. And also put a stories. And leave it like that. So this time, this part here, we're not going to give it a stroke. The one that has a stroke, it shows that the user have selected SMS for this verification. So we're going to remove the stroke here. Click here to remove the stroke. Now select the frame and we're gonna give it a different background, right? So let's go to fill and do that. So give it another background that is a bit faded. I'll reduce the opacity to 50%. Let's see what we have. So that will make sure it stays visible. So let's click here and turn off the grid to see how it looks. All right, this is perfect. Okay, so we leave it like that. So next, let's go to our assets. Then we'll go to our local libraries and our component. Then we will add the buttons we have, right? So from here, we can add this sign up button. You just click instance. Then we bring it down here and make sure it's inside the frame. Let's rename this frame as password preset. Okay, but let's select the frame and turn on our grid pack I will select the two frames and distribute their vertical spacing from here and make it 30. Okay, and the button can come down and select the frames and also align them to the center of the frame. So you can do it manually if the two is not aligning. Select the second one too and align it, and select your button and also align it to the center of the frame. So you can take it down a bit and leave it somewhere around there and align it. Now the text is going to be continued. Okay, so now let's select the frame and take down the height. Let's go back to the default frames and see the height. So select 874. So you leave this one to the same thing, 874. All right, so we're done with that. I'll leave the button as it is. So next we're going to duplicate this. Select the frame, your Alt key, hold down the Alt key while you drag. Then you make this duplicate like this. So in this screen here, we'll remove these two frames. Hold down your Shift key, then you make selection, and this text will bring it down here. Okay, now we double tap the text and update it to code has been sent to. Now we just double click this phone number and copy it the way it is and keep it there. Alright, let's proceed with password preset. Select this frame and Alt key, drag to make a duplicate. Now we'll update the text here to reset password this time. Okay, so these icons we're going to align it properly. When we are done, follow the spans one after the other. Okay, now let's get this text. Say create new password. Okay, then we take it up and position it there. So we're going to select this, you drag to make selection, then we delete it. I'll go back to our assets and bring in our password field. So it's just going to be this, add instance. I'll keep it there. Okay, let's select the text, Alt key, then we make it copy and say new password. And we add an asterisk key symbol to show that it is required, and select the asterisk key, change it back to the global color, which is a large color, right? So similarly here, let's select the password field and change the stroke color. Select it, and the stroke color will change it to the global color like this. Alright, then here we're also going to remove the password and this we change it to the right. It's because we remove the text, that's why it's moved to the right, left. So now we're going to fix that. Double tap the icon. Let's go back. This drawing here, let's change the position to the right. All right, so we are done with that. Let's make one more copy. Alt key, you bring it down. Okay, then we'll also bring the text down and change it to confirm new password. Okay, so now let's arrange it properly. Select the two and distribute their vertical spacing. Align them to the left, and the vertical spacing, you take it down to, let's see, make sure this is not in the frame, so that's why we are not seeing it. Let's drag it and make sure it's inside the frame. So I'm going to give you one challenge where I want you to do. Make sure you go to your design file here, your file layers, that is your layers here, and make sure you name all these groups. Is one of the best practices as a designer. Make sure any group or component or frames you have in your screen, always name them. It will be easier to trace them whenever you have issue or to troubleshoot as well. Okay, so here you can put it as confirm password, and this one. So take your time to do for the rest. It's very important. So here, new password. Okay, so next let's also go back to our assets and bring our checkbox, add instance, and we're gonna bring it here. Okay, so here we change the color and just give it a stroke and remove the color. Then the stroke is going to be our global color. I will give it corner radius of 10. Okay, then we take our scale tool and reduce it and just keep it like that. So you can increase the thickness of the stroke to 1. Let's see. All right, that's perfect. So let's duplicate this text here, bring it here, and just change it to remember password. Okay, so select the password text and the frame, then you align them properly, then the spacing between them, that is the horizontal spacing, you give it to that. Let's select the frame and make sure it's in the checkbox frame is not in the frame, so make sure you put it inside the frame, please. That's one of the challenges you get sometimes when you're adding instance. So please, let's drag it and also put it inside the frame. So it's not there. Then we can now arrange it properly. So select the text and that and align them properly. Then distribute their horizontal spacing and make it 5. Then group them together. Ctrl G to group them together. Alright, so we're done with this part. Then here is going to be next. Excuse me, it's going to be saved, but it's going to be inactive because the user have not entered any password here. So we change the color of the button to inactive. So select there, we'll go to fill and change it to disable. All right. Okay. So now this is going to be password reset. Okay. So let's select the frame, Alt key to make another duplicate. And this time is going to be just random text here. Okay. Text here, we select it and reduce the opacity as well. 50, and this one too to 50. Even the icons to 50, and this one too to 50. All right, so we are done with this part. So you can check the vertical alignment and make sure it's 10 10 and all that. All right, so here it's gonna be safe. So this time we'll just create an alert screen that will show maybe the user have entered wrong or invalid password. Okay, then we'll create another one that will show is correct. All right, so here let's create an alert text. So let's just drag this down a bit, then we'll copy this text and bring it here and create an alert. Okay, so this is just going to be an alert. So if you want, you can use exclamation mark, or we go to the first icon, get exclamation mark, and just make it. All right, so let's change the text to alert text and leave it like this. Okay, select the frame and that of the text and make sure the vertical spacing is 20. It's 10, sorry. Okay, so here we take it up a bit, select the password, alert, message, and change it to 20. Okay, so here we change the button to able from disabled. All right, so next, Alt key and make a duplicate again. Then this time we'll just remove the alert part. Okay, and take it up. Can just leave it there, or take it down a bit. Change here, we'll take it up to 10 as well. Select this and give it was 10. Okay, that's fine, 20. Then we leave this as it is. Okay, so after this screen now, then we should have another screen that will show maybe a success of their password reset. So we're going to add 2 more screens. One is going to be the preloading stage, and the last one is going to be the success screen, right? So we are going to do that. So let's duplicate this one and add an overlay. So we take our rectangle tool and add an overlay. Is just draw the rectangle over the frame and update the color to a global color and reduce the opacity to 50. Okay, then you go back again and Alt key, copy the preloader and come and keep it there and align it to the center of the frame. Okay, then the last one is going to be let's duplicate this one and bring it here, which is going to be the final one that will show the success of the password reset and all that. Okay, here we'll delete this and also delete all this. Then we're going to add the logo and the congrats text. So let's take down the button, the form. Then we go back to our home screen and copy the logo and the text. So you can select this, Ctrl C to copy, Command C to copy or mark. Then you come back here and paste it here. Okay, so let's select this small one and delete it. Then here we'll just remove the welcome message and ungroup them. So you remove the welcome message. Then this text here is gonna come below here and duplicate the text. Then we'll write a congrats message. Okay. I see. Congrats. Okay. So this congrats is going to be H1. Let's take it to H2 from our global typography. Then we'll change the typography color to this. Alright, then we'll also change this text to your password was set successfully. Excuse me. So we just change that. Then we align it to the center of the frame. Okay. Then here, this button will change the text to maybe go back to the home page. So here, say go back, go to home page. So I'll leave it like this. Okay. So this button text, we're gonna touch it again. Maybe we change it from medium to semi-bold. That's what we're going to do throughout the buttons. That it will be more sharp. Now here we are going to touch one or two things again. Let's bring down the logo a bit and make sure it's centered aligned. Okay. Select the logo, select the text and align them to the center. And group them, then put them to the center again. Select your text and make sure it's centered aligned. And now this button, we're going to take it down a bit and keep it there. So let's see this between the last text and the button, we'll give the spacing to just 200. That is perfect. And make sure it's centered aligned as well. I'm saying like this is not centered aligned. Okay. So alright, congratulations, we are done with the password reset screen. You see how long it is, right? So now let's do the prototype. Then we round up this particular section. Alright, so let's start. Remember, we're going to add this forgot password in one of the previous screens that is under the login screen. So we're going to add that before we do the prototype. Okay, so let's go to this login screen. Where is it? And we will add that there. That was supposed to be there and we skip it throughout. So that just caught into my attention. So we look for a way to do that on the login screen. Okay, so please just do it immediately. So from the login screen here, let me go back. All right, this login screen here, we're supposed to have forgot password, so that it will enable the user to tap there and go back to reset their password. Okay, so let's add it in this screen here. It's supposed to be here. All right, so just ungroup this frame first, then can now add the forgot password. Okay, so let's Alt key and duplicate this, then ungroup them first as well and delete this frame, that is the checkbox frame. Then we'll update the text to forgot password. Okay, then we take it to the right like this and keep it there. So now we have it there. So you make sure you duplicate it to all the login screens so that it will be there as well. Okay. All right. So now we can do the prototype from here. So what you're going to do now, we go to our prototype and connect this forget password. If user tap here, it should be sent to this screen. Leave it on tap and change to this, right? Now, once they come here, they will make selection, right? So let's assume they make this selection, isn't it? It's already showing that it's selected, and they can now click on continue, and this will direct them to the next screen. From here, this verify is showing that it's an alert, right? So once they click verify, it will show as if they have gone to the next one that is showing error, isn't it? So let's just click here. Let's say user tap here and click here. Once user tap here, it will show them to this it will navigate to this, right? Then let's say when they click on verify, they're supposed to have error message. There's one thing that is missing here, so we're going to quickly fix that, right? So let's do that immediately. And see, tap there and remove the interaction. So we're going to make another duplicate that will show maybe like user have already entered the code before the error screen. So I'm going to zoom out a bit and let's back to our design page and select all these other screens like this. Then we'll just drag them to the right so that we'll have space to add these screens. So just drag like this. Okay. So now let's duplicate this screen backward, Alt key, then we'll bring it here and remove the stroke color to the default color. Okay, then this time this invalid is going to go away. I think that way we are done. Then we can now connect it. So when user type here, it will show as if they have already completed the code sent to them. Then by the time they now click on verify, they will be directed to this. Okay, so now once they are directed to this verify page here, once they click verify again, it will now direct them to the next screen. But before that, we want them to tap here. Once they tap here, it will show as if they have updated the code, which will direct them to this before they now click on verify. Is that taken? All right. So now let's connect the prototype, continue with the prototype. So I'm going to zoom out again, select all of them together and bring them closer. Okay. Alternatively, you can also select all of them. Just drag your mouse, then distribute the vertical spacing, the horizontal spacing, and make it 100 as well, or 150, depends on your choice, so that you have enough spacing to connect your prototype. All right, let's navigate back to the prototype. Then we'll come here. Now when user tap here on this frame, it should be navigated to this screen so that it will show as if they are done. Now by the time they click on verify, it will now go to the next page and leave the trigger to on tap and leave it as it is for the action and other one. Don't change it. So it now come here, isn't it, as if it's not correct. Now when they tap on this again, so it will now bring them to this screen, see if they have updated the code. Then from here they can now click on verify this time. Then it will come here to the preloading stage. Then after the preloading stage, it will now come to this screen. Okay, so here we'll now change the on tap to after delete. Okay, so here we want the preloader to load for certain duration of seconds, which is going to be 3 seconds. That will be 3000. We'll update that and leave it. Now after user come to this screen, what next? We want them, if they tap on this password section here, they should be directed to this place. Okay, so that will show us if they have entered their password. All right. So once they click on next, it should show this invalid password. Now here again, we're going to modify something. Before that, let's remove this prototype. When we remove this interaction, then we'll zoom out again and add one more screen. So let's move this to the right a bit and duplicate this particular one. Then we'll bring it here. All right. So let's select the two together and also distribute their horizontal spacing to 100 so that it will be even. Okay. So now here, what you want to do is when user click on save password, they should have this alert that will tell them this is not correct. Okay. So now from here, we'll connect, go back to our prototype again. Let's see the last one here. So there was nothing here, isn't it? So when user click on this, they should be prompted to this screen that will show as if they have entered their password. Then from here, once they click save, they will have this error screen again, alert, that will show them the password is not correct or the password did not match. Okay, so once they tap here again, they should be prompted to this page. So let's say tap here, they should prompted to this page, and this time they will be able to proceed because the password is correct. All right, so they will now come to the preloading stage. Once they come to the preloading stage, then the preloading stage will now take them to the last screen that will show after some certain delay. So change that to after delay again and change the seconds to 3000. All right, then we leave it like that. Now again, after delay, we'll now have this screen here, which is the home screen, right? The password success. So we name this as password reset success. All right. So from here, the user will now be able to go back to the home page, which is going to be the next section we're going to design as our next project. All right, that is all for the password reset prototype. Now let's go back from this sign up, and we start the prototype and see what is going to be the result. So let's take a preview of our final result. Make sure you select this frame, that is the sign in frame. Then from there, we'll check all the steps we have gone through so far. So we'll have this. Now, if user tap on forget password here, forgot password, you see they are prompted to this. Okay, and this shows that they are automatically selected the SMS version to now get their listing. Once they click continue, you can see now on the tab here to show as if they have entered the codes, verify, it's telling them invalid password. Once they tap here again, it shows like the password as OTP has been updated. They can now click on verify and it will take them to this screen where they will now ask them to enter their password. When I click save, they also have an error message. When we click save now, nothing is happening. But when we tap here, it will show as if the password has been updated, and we can check to see that, and we can also check the remember box and save. This time it will now take us to the success page. Congratulations. So we are done with all the screens we need for our password reset section. In the next lesson, we're going to design the home page, that is the home menu section. See you there.